Over the years, reports claim dozens of ships and planes have vanished in one specific stretch of ocean. No distress calls, no survivors, no explanation, just gone. And what if the Bermuda Triangle was never a mystery at all? Just misunderstanding that got out of control. Welcome to the most controversial stretch of ocean on the planet. Tonight we're going all the way in. Picture a triangle drawn across the Atlantic Ocean. One point sits at Miami, Florida, another at Puerto Rico, the third at the island of Bermuda. That triangle covers roughly 500,000 square miles of open water. And for decades, that patch of ocean has carried a reputation unlike anywhere else on Earth. Ships reportedly vanishing without a trace, planes disappearing mid-flight with nothing left behind, crews never heard from again. People have called it cursed, haunted, a portal to another dimension. Some even blame aliens. But here's the real question nobody stops to ask. What is actually true? Because when you strip away the ghost stories, the conspiracy theories, and the Hollywood dramatization, what you find is both more fascinating and more unsettling than any alien abduction theory. Let's break it down. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle really caught fire in December 1945. 5 U.S. Navy bomber planes, known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on a routine training mission. Clear skies, experienced pilots, a simple route over the Atlantic. They never came back. Radio transmissions captured the lead pilot, sounding confused, disoriented. His instruments weren't behaving normally. He wasn't sure where he was. Then the signal went dead. All 5 planes, 14 men, gone. A rescue aircraft was also reported lost during the search. No conclusive trace was ever found. And that completely shifts how experts interpret these cases. Because Flight 19 was not alone. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive U.S. Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men, sailed into the Bermuda Triangle region and simply vanished from all records. No SOS signal, no confirmed debris, no survivors. It remains one of the largest unexplained losses of life in U.S. Navy history outside of combat. And then there was the Ellen Austin in 1881, a vessel that reportedly encountered a completely abandoned ship drifting silently in open water. No crew aboard, no sign of struggle, just a ghost ship floating in the middle of nowhere. These stories spread. They grew, and with each retelling they got darker and more terrifying. But here is where the whole narrative starts to fall apart. Researchers went back through the actual records, checked the real data, and what they found surprised a lot of people. First, methane gas. Beneath the ocean floor in this region, there are large deposits of methane hydrate. Some theories suggest that under certain conditions these deposits could release gas rising to the water, potentially reducing water density enough to affect a vessel's buoyancy. It remains theoretical, but it is one of the more scientifically grounded explanations on the table. Second, the Gulf Stream, running straight through the triangle, is one of the most powerful ocean currents on Earth. It moves fast enough to scatter debris across thousands of miles within hours of an accident. No debris doesn't always mean no accident happened. Sometimes the ocean moves the evidence before anyone can reach it, but even that doesn't fully close the case. Third, compass variation. In some areas, a measurable difference exists between magnetic north and true north. For early navigators without GPS, even a small directional error could send a ship or plane significantly off course without anyone realizing it. But the full picture is still not completely clear. Fourth, the weather. The Atlantic is brutal. Sudden storms can appear with almost no warning, turning calm water into chaos in under an hour. A vessel caught off guard has almost no time to react. Fifth, human error. The Bermuda Triangle sits on one of the busiest shipping and flight routes in the world. More traffic naturally means more chances for accidents. More accidents means more reported disappearances. Not because the area is supernatural, but simply because more people pass through it than almost anywhere else on the planet. All right, let's settle this once and for all. Aliens abducting ships and planes? No credible evidence exists. None. A ghost dimension or time portal. No verified account has ever been documented. Every ship that enters disappears? Absolutely not. Hundreds of thousands of vessels and aircraft cross the Bermuda Triangle every single year with zero incidents. Now here's the part that changes everything. According to the U.S. Coast Guard, there is no evidence that the Bermuda Triangle is more dangerous than other heavily traveled ocean regions. That alone changes the entire story. The people who actually tracked maritime accidents for a living looked at the real data and said, this area is not unusually dangerous. And Lloyd's of London, the world's most respected insurance market, does not charge higher premiums for ships crossing the triangle. If it were genuinely more dangerous, you can be absolutely sure they would charge more. So how did this legend grow so massive? In 1974, a writer named Charles Berlitz published a book simply called The Bermuda Triangle. It sold 20 million copies worldwide. It dramatized incidents, stretched certain details, and transformed a collection of maritime accidents into a global supernatural phenomenon. The media ran with it. Hollywood made movies. And the legend took on a life far bigger than the facts ever supported. So here's where we land. The Bermuda Triangle is real. The disappearances are real. The dangers of that stretch of ocean are absolutely real. But the supernatural explanations, the aliens, the portals, the ghost dimensions, those are stories. Fascinating stories, but stories nonetheless. The ocean remains one of the most powerful and unpredictable forces on this planet. Sudden storms, powerful currents, navigational errors, theoretical gas bursts. These are not boring explanations. These are terrifying in their own right. So what do you think is really going on out there? A misunderstood natural phenomenon or a mystery we're still missing pieces of? Because maybe the Bermuda Triangle was never the mystery. Maybe the mystery is how quickly we turn the unknown into something supernatural, just because we don't understand it yet. The real mystery was never the triangle. It was always us.